Will be asked on this climb as to whether the likes of Ferguson can recover or whether they are just going to have one of those days. We're going to reach the bottom of this at 52 kilometres to go. This group of riders still huddled together. I don't think it's the case that riders are worried about attacking. I think it's more that they are respecting this course. They're respecting the altitude. They understand just how hard it is. So Ferguson comes back to the front. She's got that kind of grimace on her face, like things are not going well. So what's probably happened here for Great Britain is they've changed the plan and they're going with Imogen Wolf, and Ferguson will do another lap and try and at least just help out a little bit. They're all very good friends, this squad. They've grown up together, they've raced together, they've helped each other win titles. You think of Imogen Wolf and Kat Ferguson, who stood on the podium of the World Championships last year in the junior ranks. So they know each other very, very well. Millie Cousins, who's an exceptional rider, good on a course like this, good when it is hard. Over on the right-hand side, the American rider, Mia Hazeltine, she's having a good day as well. She looks very, very comfortable. Switzerland we haven't mentioned too much today. We've still got two riders in there. Leah Huber and Dina Hutter are still there, and they're still riding well. Onto the climb again. Ferguson goes to the front, sets the pace, checks over to her left-hand side, starts to drift a little bit backwards, which is a good tactic for her to just try and stay there for a little while longer. But actually, because everyone knows it's Kat Ferguson, they may not know that she's been out the back. Remember, these riders don't have race radios in. But therefore, when she slows down, they're all slowing down. She's playing a clever game. Oh, that's a puppet and a half, isn't it? On the left-hand side is Garzon of Colombia. Number 53 in there is Leah Huber of Switzerland. Yesterday, when the riders were out and about around the course, many of them were coming past with random flags tucked in their helmets and in the back of their pockets and all sorts. Two Swiss riders having a good day. They certainly look comfortable in this group. Can they produce something this afternoon? Leah Huber rides for the Nexetis team. I was looking at their bikes actually before the race starts, and they are absolutely stunning. Their bikes, they're very different. I hadn't seen them before. The two of them ride for the same squad. And their bikes match their trade team, the Continental team, Nexetis. The under-23 road race champion of Switzerland is Nina Hutter. But they're just hiding. They're riding a clever race so far. Schladnova of Slovakia, to me, looks very comfortable, doesn't she? Right in the middle of that picture, with Holmgren still maintaining the pace. Chirbocco there on the left-hand side in the blue. Paula Blasi moves up for the team of Spain. And Marie Schreiber looks to be riding better this lap. Wilson Haffenden is also there. Now that the pace is dropping a little on this climb, it looks like riders who previously just couldn't go those little jumps, those little accelerations that were happening. Now they're starting to be able to just get the legs to recover a little bit as we go over the climb yet again. So that's Kigali Golf completed. We now make our way down to Kimihurura. We get there at 47.7 kilometres to go. There's Mia Haseltine of the USA, time trial silver medalist in the national championships. And there's the makeup of the team. There's only 2 of them left in here. Number 52 is Sarkisov, just in the front of our picture in the Stars and Stripes. Sarkisov, we've talked a little bit about today already, and there's the American team in here, just keeping an eye on their squad, following everything, just trying to will them to the finish. Wilson Haffenden goes through, grabs a bottle, or 2 actually, and 2 gels. And that's what the soigneurs do. They add a bottle with a little band around it. The gel is added. It means the riders are able to be fed nice and easily. Inside the final 50 kilometres of this under-23 World Championship, and Canada still maintain the position they've held for the majority of this race. To the back of the group now is Tess Moorman, having a bad moment for the first time. Well, let's see how this next climb goes. Last time it tested Kat Ferguson to the limit. She's now got herself back into the race. We'll see how she now responds. Oh, whoa, there was nearly a crash on the left-hand side there. One of the Spanish riders hitting almost Laura de Schepper's wheel. And Laura de Schepper has been riding strongly in here for Belgium so far. She's looked incredibly comfortable. She's following the wheels. Quite often in a World Championship we do say, if we haven't seen you until the last couple of laps, then you've done exactly the right thing.
Looking at still some odd kilometers.
This is the Rwanda team, what should we call it? Tent, I suppose. They're positioned to my right-hand side. I can kind of see across the road. I can see riders who are dropping out of the race. So Laura de Schepper in here, rides for the team of AG Insurance Soudal, the Belgian rider. You'll pick her out with a white helmet with a kind of green across the middle, which is that green stripe that you see on the AG Insurance front of the kit in their logo. Great Britain start to accelerate into that turn that time. And Laura de Schepper, stage winner in the Tour de l'Avenir last year. Now this will be an interesting moment because we're on the cobbles. Ferguson has taken up position on the left-hand side as we look. You can see her there. She's starting to drift backwards a little, and I think it will depend on whether there is some sort of acceleration here as to whether Ferguson stays in this group. Felicity Wilson-Haffenden, what a job she's done today. Every single time we get to this climb, this rider gets dropped, and somehow, for half the distance, has got herself back into the race. You cannot fault her commitment to trying to stay there for Australia. 9% gradient now. They're riding at 14 kilometres an hour. And Ferguson still there. Flora Perkins starts to be dropped. 11 kilometres an hour. There is Laura de Schepper on the right-hand side in that white and green helmet. Now in a little acceleration from Czechia. She's also a stage winner in Chambéry. And being dropped now is Flora Perkins. Here we get the first big acceleration at the front of the race. And this is a moment where everybody needs to start to think, how do they respond to this? So far it's been France who've nullified every single attack, and they do the same thing again. So Celia Jarry is the rider who goes onto the wheel. Holmgren comes across in the red and white colours as well. Schladnova is up there in the colours of Slovakia. So at the front then, it is the Czechia rider. It looks like Kopecky, who starts the acceleration. Celia Jarry, behind her is Holmgren, and Ferguson has gone again. She did what she could, but I think, unfortunately for Great Britain, their number one plan is not going to happen. They need to turn their attention now to the possibility of Millie Cousins or Imogen Shaw winning this race. Now the pace on this climb really has erupted. Kopecky has done some damage now. She really ups the tempo. Also up there, Schladnova. Ciabocco is also there for Italy. Julia Bergot is there. Paula Blasi, Laura de Schepper. Up at the front is Imogen Wolf. So is Millie Cousins. And this group is getting splintered and trying to race across, probably sitting way towards the back at the wrong time, is Marion Bunel. Talia Appleton is also still there for Australia, doing a brilliant job. And this race is going to come down to maybe 20 riders by the end of this lap. Such is the acceleration and the momentum now that we see. Marion Bunel, for the first time, is grimacing in the colours of France. She is hanging on for dear life at the back of this group, having had to make a big move. The two Swedish riders on the right-hand side, suddenly they are less composed than they were. The heads are going all over the place. This is a moment in this race where Kopecky, the Czech rider, is making everybody suffer. Celia Jarry, though, looks like she's in cruise mode. Over the top of the climb, 1 kilometre to go to the end of this lap. We'll have 3 laps of race. Oh, crash! Schladnova hits a wheel. Just a touch of wheels. One of the race favourites, Schladnova. Now she needs to get her feet back in those speed play pedals as quick as possible. She should be okay if she's feeling good. Ciabocco looks around, and now we get the attack. Julie Bergot decides to try and capitalise on the problem. They don't want Schladnova to come back. She is a big, big problem if she does get back. Across the line this time. 3 laps of racing to go. Julie Bergot goes on the attack. This is the first big move of the race. Holmgren tries to respond. Giabocco is there. We've only got, about 10 riders left in this race now. Maybe 20 riders left. Big acceleration comes from behind as Germany try to get involved. But Bego is trying to put a few riders to the sword here. She looks around and Schladnova is a few seconds back. Trying to come across then. Kopecky, Giabocco, also there Celia Jarry.